Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters. Today I'm going to start off my speech with asking you a few questions. Please raise your hand if you played with a baby doll as a child. Good. Next question. Please raise your hand if you have seen a little girl or just children playing with their baby dolls before. Please raise your hand. Yes, more hands on that one, huh? And lastly, how many of you have children at home? Ah, several of you. Well, this is great because you are going to be able to connect with my story today. We have all experienced how children play with those baby dolls. That sweet, tender feeling. It is so sincere. It just melts our heart to see those little children doing these roles of parenthood. They do it so well. It's amazing. And I will confess, I was one of those little children. That little girl that carried that baby doll everywhere she went. I loved my baby doll. I used to take it with me to parties, to school. I would put it in my backpack, and it was everywhere. And then, all of a sudden, it was just one of those dolls that I felt was real to me. I fed it. I cleaned it, make sure it was cleaned so my mom wouldn't yell at me. And when it was crying, I would pick it up. And it was all so real. And even when my brothers were mean to it. Yes, my big brothers weren't always very nice. They would say, "That doll is not real. Why do you keep talking to it? You keep feeding it." And that would hurt my feelings. I remember those vivid frustrations that I would feel when they would do that to me. But that never fazed me. I still loved my baby doll. I loved her with all my heart. And she was one of those special dolls that when you poured water in this bottle, you would feed it, and then the water would go through its little body, and then it had a dirty diaper. I had the best training ever. I learned to feed, change dirty diapers. I was amazed. And I didn't realize it then. So one day, when I was a grown woman, I felt the need to bring my baby doll to life. It was like magic. Over a 9-month process, of course, but it was magical. Boom! One day, I was holding her, my little baby Anna. Anna Graciela is what I named her. The most beautiful baby you'll ever see. In a mother's eyes, of course. I loved that baby. And the instant I held her in my arms, I knew exactly what to do. Because I went back to those memories, that training that I had of taking care of a baby. I knew how to feed it, change its diapers, everything. I had confidence like no other. I felt like a super mommy. And parenthood was a breeze. Everything was going as planned. Until one day, that baby turned into a teenager. I was in shock. What do I do? I was not trained to take care of a teenager. It is the scariest thing to have a half-child, half-adult creature in your house. It's not independent enough to live on its own. It's too young. Yet it doesn't have the resources to live on its own either. What do I do? Because it's not mentally capable of making decisions either. I cannot let it become independent. My poor baby is stuck between two worlds. She's not an adult, and she's not a child. And here I am, without the training. This little girl is too young, feels too young to live without her mother. Yet, she feels like she is old enough. And when she does this to me, I just feel frustrated. And all because I didn't have the training. And therefore, I propose that we expand training for little girls. We should give them dolls that resemble teenagers, unpredictable teenagers, for good training. So when these little girls grow up and have their own little children, they will have that training to address all those unpredictable moments they are going to be facing. Because only with training, you will be able to survive teenage years. Who is with me? Raise your hand. Thank you.